Hello and welcome. You're watching this Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host, Batter. And for top stories, many secondary school students are struggling with reading comprehension. The 3rd of every month is Blood Donation Day. Mongolian-born US athlete U.Bat-Oyun will participate in Paralympic curling. And for the news, stay tuned. The Ministry of Education and Science reported that 4 out of every 10 secondary school students are having difficulty with reading comprehension. The effects of the pandemic are still hitting the education system hard.
Statistics also show that 1 in every 2 school children haven't acquired basic math skills. Reading and math are considered foundational skills for learning. The Minister of Education and Science, U.Bat-Oyun, noted that this nationwide challenge is currently the education sector's main focus.
From the nationwide data, we can tell that 2nd and 3rd graders are in the most vulnerable situation. They're becoming part of a generation who hasn't had much exposure to school and social environment. Even though they can read, they don't understand what they are reading. Generally speaking, students in all grades that have fallen behind by gaining only 50% of the knowledge and skills they normally get from in-person learning.
During the pandemic, students have been required to learn in a hybrid format that combines in-person and online learning. The Ministry of Education plans to allow as much in-person learning as possible, since the school social environment is crucial for child development. One of the main reasons why children are falling behind is because of the challenges with online learning, including teaching methods and the lack of technical resources. Children are also falling behind in important life skills such as teamwork and in physical development. Minister U.Bat-Oyun noted that overcoming all of these developmental and educational challenges will require the efforts of the whole nation, including the government and the general public.
According to guidance from the Ministry of Education, colleges, universities and vocational schools started online classes on Monday. Remote learning will continue until February 27th, and students will return to in-person learning on February 28th.
Construction Polytechnic College in Ulaanbaatar has over 1,500 students, and on Monday, 57 classes resumed after the winter holiday with remote learning. During the pandemic, teachers' online teaching skills have developed tremendously. The college records teachers' lessons in the professional studio and uploads each lesson to the school's website.
We're using Microsoft Teams to conduct our classes and Moodle for our technical education classes this term. We are experiencing very few challenges, although students in rural isolated places face difficulties keeping up with the courses.
The National University of Mongolia has 13,000 students. For online classes, video content is uploaded and live videos are streamed. Students are divided into groups and have their participation recorded through an online journal.
In-person classes will be held starting on February 28th. General education courses and laboratory classes will be held in person, and other classes will continue being taught online. Every teacher uploads their lessons on Microsoft Teams. Students are using the program as well and are studying in groups.
Mongolia's colleges and universities will continue with online classes using various remote learning tools before the return to in-person teaching. Around 70% of vocational and technical education teachers and 60% of educators at colleges and universities are fully vaccinated.
The 3rd of every month is Blood Donation Day in Mongolia. This year, February's blood donation was held yesterday on February 8th due to the Lunar New Year holiday.
To increase the number of blood donations and honor donors, the 3rd day of every month is Blood Donor Day, an initiative led by the National Center for Transfusion Medicine. The initiative started back in April 2015, with February 8 being the 82nd Blood Donor Day.
Blood Donor Day has been organized with Uy's NGO for 6 years. This February we set a goal to get 1,000 blood donors. Our campaign will continue for the whole month.
Paying homage to honor donors is another important part of Blood Donor Day. Yesterday, 3 donors, who each gave blood over 70 times and saved more than 200 people's lives, received the title of bronze donor. Donors who have given blood more than 10 times also received honors. In 2020, the National Center for Transfusion Medicine faced a shortage of blood donations due to pandemic restrictions. General Director Irton Bayer said that his team dealt with the challenge through proper emergency management procedures. In 2021, the center met 103% of its blood donation target with the help of 27,294 blood donors. Blood is in constant demand at hospitals across the country. The organizers of Blood Donor Day plan to introduce more effective ways to draw public attention to the matter. A healthy woman can donate blood every 3 months, and a healthy man can donate blood every 2 months.
The Ministry of Health and the National Center for Communicable Diseases provided its daily updates on COVID-19 status in Mongolia.
The Ministry of Health today reported that 1,192 new COVID-19 cases were detected after tests were carried out at PCR laboratories across the country. 3 people out with underlying health conditions died of COVID-19 complications in the past 24 hours. All new cases are of domestic transmission, 593 out of which were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar, and the remaining 599 were confirmed in the provinces. 5,451 COVID-19 patients are being treated at hospitals nationwide. Additionally, 21,895 patients are being treated at home. Among the COVID-19 patients being treated at hospitals nationwide, 1,364 are showing mild symptoms of illness and 60 are in critical condition. As of now, around 2.17 million or 67% of people have had 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccine and 31% of the population has received the booster shot so far.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. The Paralympics are traditionally held after the Olympic Games, and they are a symbol of unity of mankind. This year's Paralympics will open on March 4th. At the Beijing 2022 Winter Paralympics, Uyun, a Mongolian by birth, will represent the United States in the wheelchair curling team.
Her name is Uyun and she was born in 1973 in Mongolia. She traveled to the United States 22 years ago to visit a friend, but was paralyzed from the waist down due to a car accident, and she has remained in the United States.
Since the World Cup Championships, we have been training individually in our states. Our team had planned to hold a joint training session in January or February, but all training was cancelled due to COVID-19 Omicron variant. We also work with sports psychologists. We meet online to discuss our team's strategy. A total of 12 national teams will participate in the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympic Games. Our strongest competition will come from China, Russia, and Sweden. The advantage of our team is that our personal and psychological preparation is very thorough. As a team of sport, everyone needs to understand and trust each other. I think our team has mastered those essential skills. We are more like a close family team.
She said she worked as a translator in Mongolia before moving to the United States, and the accident has given her the possibility to stay in the United States, obtain U.S. citizenship, and become a Paralympic athlete. She started playing curling 6 years ago and successfully competed in the 2021 World Cup, finishing 4th with her team and thereby qualifying for the Paralympics. Her team consists of 5 members and is aiming to win an Olympic medal. And she wants to continue training after the Beijing Paralympics so that she can also participate in the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy. With the addition of a mixed curling program to the 2026 Paralympics, she has more opportunities to win a possible medal.
Every year, the Ministry of Culture honors people who have contributed on promoting Mongolian intangible cultural heritage nationally and globally. For 2021, Gundugma, a resident of Urkhanga province, has been selected as the best guardian.
Among the 19 Guardians nominated for the Best Person in 2021, Gundengma, who promotes traditional methods and technologies for mare's milk, addict, fermenting, has been selected as the winner. She has been teaching her national heritage to her descendants through an apprenticeship and has been named the 2021 Intangible Cultural Heritage Guardian of Mongolia. Gundengma was born in 1957 and is 65-year-old. She learned her skills from her grandfather, Tivik and has carried on with the heritage of making traditional Mongolian food products and leather crafts, as well as the traditional methods and technologies of fermenting mare's milk addict. She has been involved in using and passing on the traditional Mongolian skills for 49 years. Gundengma makes felt from sheep's wool and creates various traditional items such as Mongolian dish, leather straps, and felt mattresses, all created by hand. She has become a guardian who was selected not only locally, but also throughout all of Mongolia, and in 2008 was awarded the title of Mongolian Brand Addict.
Now let's take a look at our regular feature on sports. The Mongolian team at the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics has started their competition in individual sprint. Ichtul competed in the women's sprint and she finished 79th in a time of 3 minutes 58.25 seconds, and Ashwadrakh was ranked 83rd in the men's 1500-meter sprint and finished 77th in a time of 3 minutes 11.60 seconds. The Mongolian team at the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics started their competition, and Ichtul competed yesterday at 4 p.m. In the women's sprint, 91 athletes representing 34 countries competed in the speed event, and our athlete was ranked 84th. Sweden's Jonna Sandling finished the 1500 preliminaries with a time of 3 minutes 9.03 seconds, while Ichtul finished 79th with a time of 3 minutes 58.25 seconds. The top 30 athletes from the preliminary round will then compete for the medals. Ashwadrakh, a skier participating in his second Olympics, tested his speed in the men's 1500-meter sprint. Lucas Chanavat of France won the preliminary round with a time of 2 minutes 45.03 seconds out of 91 entrants. Ashwadrakh was ranked 83rd and finished in the 77th place with a time of 3 minutes 11.6 seconds. Again, the best 30 athletes of the preliminary round will compete for the medals. As for our athletes, Ichtul will compete in the women's 10 km on February 10th and Ashwadrakh in the men's 15 km on February 11th. Well, that's all for now, and thank you for staying with us. We'll see you at 6 p.m. with more news and updates. Have a nice afternoon. Goodbye.